Hey everybody, welcome to our second episode of Poshmark Talk. We're going to be answering some questions today. If you guys have any specific questions, please just write them in the chat and we'll pull them out. We do have some questions that we had posted in our Facebook group too, and you can join that. I have the description below in the video. And let me introduce everyone. We have Tanya, Andy, and Lonnie. I'll let you guys say a little hello if you want. We can start with Tanya.
Hey everybody, I'm Tanya, also known as Thrifty Treasures here on YouTube, and I sell on Poshmark, and my closet name is at Tana Sheets.
Andy.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Andy, the parrot head picker. Yeah, I sell on eBay and Poshmark now. Doing really well on there. Even had 2 sales today, so pretty happy about that. Yeah, my closet on there is at Marshman71, or you could probably search it for Marsh's Menswear and More. I think it comes up that way as well, but yeah, you guys can find me that way. So,
Lonnie.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips on YouTube, also known as Garage Flips on Poshmark. I don't know how good that name is for a fancy clothing seller, but that's what I use. It's at Garage Flips. I've got like I think 20 things on there, and I've actually sold. When we did the last show, I hadn't sold anything before, and I have sold 4 or 5 things, and I've bought one, and I've even had a return. So I've got a few battle scars already. So glad y'all could join us today. Thanks for having us, Lauren.
Thanks for coming on my channel. It's so much fun to have another show to post on my channel.
I know, I love it.
So if it's okay with Andy, I'd like to start with your issue you encountered today.
oh, not an issue. I'm always running into new things. Like I said, I'm still relatively new to Poshmark. I think I've been on there about 5-6 weeks now, maybe. Actually, I have 2 questions for you, Lauren. First, I'll hit this one first. I'll do my main question I was going to ask you. Is there a way to change? Because like I just said how like my closet name was at Marshman71. Okay, like I use that for a lot of my user IDs. And when I set up my account, I didn't know that I could. I thought I was going to be able to change that or do whatever. I didn't know that was a permanent thing. Is there a way that I can change that to where, you know, like if I wanted to be like at Marsh's Menswear or, you know, a different name, you know, at my closet, whatever, you know, I mean, I want to call it, because I can't find any way to change that.
That's a great question.
You can email Poshmark and change it. I actually changed the name of my closet. I can't even remember what it was called before. I think it was just my name, because I'd started it so long ago and I never really thought I would start reselling on Poshmark.
Yeah, because like when you set up your account, I thought it was more of like a username, you know, like how you want to be, you know, like when you log in or whatever, it's like, how do you want to be addressed? I didn't realize that was actually going to be a search term.
Can we look at this real quick? Look, do you see this?
No.
Back a little.
Somebody sharing your stuff, Lonnie?
Several people are like sharing my whole store right now. Look at it. It's so crazy.
That's
If
awesome.
it's anyone watching our show, thank you.
Oh, wow.
That's so funny. It's like, I never had that many notifications before. My phone.
Yeah, but if you send Poshmark an email, if you give them, I think, like 3 or 4 options of what you want your name to be,
Okay, so I can actually change that.
set your name. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's something I definitely want to do. I definitely want to change it because I don't want to use that as my actual searchable thing. But as of right now, that's how you can find me. So, all right. My second question is a shipping question. It's more of a shipping maybe etiquette question. Today I sold an item on there that was relatively large, but I didn't have a box to accommodate it. Well, I had a box, but the only box I had was essentially a eBay branded box. It was actually a large box. It was not one of these little boxes. It was actually the box that these things come in. So it was a relatively large box, but it was a narrow box. So what is the etiquette or protocol for actually, is it frowned upon to actually ship something in one of those boxes?
Well, I'll show you something.
Uh-oh.
I've been taping my labels on this week.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay, I have a tip for y'all. y'all need to go get some of that brown self-sticking paper you can buy it at U-Haul, and you can just literally put it right over the little eBay logo, and you can even tear it with your fingers if you want. It's really great stuff. I wish I had some here at my desk with me.
Okay, because or even like the. Hey, 1 second. All my shipping stuff's right here. So even like the little eBay little padded envelopes, these are okay to use as well.
I personally think it's fine. Like I throw a card in most of my orders, and I usually have them in a separate poly bag and whatever, and then I'll put them in an envelope or a box. And half the time I have something on there that says eBay, and I don't really care.
Because like the other day I sold a belt buckle on there, you know, which they're sort of heavy, but I was like, okay, I don't need to shove it in one of them big Tyvek things or try to fold that thing over 100 times. And these things here work perfect, but I don't have any of these that are not branded. And, you know, I mean, I used my eBay bucks for these, so I've got a ton of these sitting around. So, okay, I was just kind of curious if it's frowned upon or if it's, you know, you're not supposed to use those or not.
I would imagine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't ship Etsy packages with eBay stuff. And if I do, I'm going to cover it up with that brown tape I told you all about.
Okay.
And if I have time, I do. And I usually don't use eBay tape. I just ran out of clear tape. I usually buy my clear tape at Sam's Club. I'll buy like the big, huge lot of it. And I just ran out. I have to run out and get more. But sometimes, occasionally, something eBay will slip in there and it's fine. I've never had a bad review because of it. So.
Okay. It's Silver Hair Stacker actually just asked, he says, is there Poshmark branded shipping supplies?
Question.
It's a great question.
I bet you could find those on like Etsy or something. I bet someone makes them that you could purchase.
Oh, okay. So they would be something that someone would make.
But I just wouldn't want to spend the extra money. That's just me. If
Right.
I was going to brand something like that, I would brand it with my own brand. I wouldn't go buy something that has a different brand on it.
Right, because essentially most things that everybody sells on there is all clothing related, so it can all go in like the Tyvek type things or what have you. But I have noticed that there's like a ton of hard goods. We'll just call it what they are, hard goods. There's a ton of. I mean, actually, what I sold today was a Harley Davidson picnic set. So it was, you know, like a insulated cooler. With a bunch of picnic supplies and stuff like that. So that's, you know, I mean, it was like, I put it up on there and I got a ton of action on it and someone sent me a really reasonable offer on it today and I took it. So, you know, that's what I put in that. So, you know, I mean, some hard goods, you know, I mean, you know, what is their policy? I mean, are they okay on that? Is that something I should be doing, should not be doing? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm still new, so I haven't had anyone, you know, say anything to me, but at the same time, I don't want to burn a bridge.
It is frowned upon to list hard goods in your closet. I personally would never do it just because I've been on Poshmark so long and I know because I'm a Poshmark ambassador and I've been there for a while, they push me up in search and I don't want to do anything to ruin that. So I won't list them. But a lot of people do and they don't really say anything about it. So.
Do you feel like that's something they'll eventually open up? Like, I heard somebody talking the other night about how when Poshmark first started, it was only like women's stuff, and then they eventually opened it up to men's clothing. So maybe hard goods is something down the line they might consider.
Yeah, they definitely might. Or even like household, like home decoration goods. I could see that. Definitely, because it's like a trendy type item.
Yeah, because I mean, it really seems like the platform is like really, really exploding and taking off. And so, like from what I'm seeing, with just, you know, when people share my closet or do whatever, a lot of times I'll go and I'll click on their thing to go see what all they have, or you know, when you click on their name, you know, their stuff pops up right away. So you see what they're selling, and I was like, wow, I go, they're, you know, this guy's selling magazines, and this person's selling video games, and this person, and I'm like going, I didn't know I could sell those things. And I was like, I go, I don't know. So
we're definitely not supposed to.
Right.
And if someone reports you, you can get your closet taken down.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, you know, definitely, I don't want that to happen for sure.
No, because you're kicking butt.
I have another rules question for y'all. So Lauren, if you drop a card in, or Tanya or Andy, any of y'all, if y'all drop a card in, and let's say, like Lauren, I know you sell on Instagram also.
Mm-hmm.
So do you drop a card in with Instagram information?
That's something I'm actually considering. I
Is that
believe
against
it
the
would probably be
rules, or
frowned upon.
yeah?
Part of why I haven't done it yet. I kind of want to make new business cards that show my Poshmark closet, show my Instagram store, all that, because then I don't think it would be frowned upon if I actually have my Poshmark closet listed on there. But right now I have separate business cards for Poshmark, separate for eBay, separate for my Instagram store. So yeah.
I mean, you want to bring them all. I guess ultimately you'd love to bring all the business to Instagram, right?
Yes and no. There's some things about Poshmark that I really like. I feel like I do more work for my Instagram. So, like Poshmark, I don't have to ship it the second that it sells. Like, if I really have to, I could let it sit for 2 days and just send them a message and say, I'll be shipping this on X date. Like Instagram, I feel like I have to ship it the second it sells just for that customer service. I feel like I have to package it perfectly, like wrapped in tissue paper, closed with like a sticker, just perfect packaging, because I feel like it's just more high end. So that's actually part of why I haven't branded my closet to match my Instagram store, because I kind of want to keep them separate for now. So,
Heidi Isaacson in the chat, the list of unsupported items is pretty clear. I've been sent reported listings to review, like Yeti items, electronics, etc., that were flagged or reported. They remove things when confirmed.
Gotcha.
Repeated violations, and then she put skull and crossbones, which I'm assuming is a Poshmark death.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's all good to know.
Yeah, I just wouldn't take any chances.
Yes. Don't taint yourself. Put them in Lonnie's closet if you're going to list that kind of stuff.
Hey, if y'all got some contraband, I ain't got much to lose yet. So.
All right. I'm kind of looking through the list of questions we started over here.
We had a couple in the chat. I don't know.
Tam's
I
place.
see one from Tam's place. How long do you leave an item up on Posh before taking it down? Do you reduce the price substantially before removing it? Something I do with Posh. I usually leave stuff up forever, but if it's something that's pretty old, like 6 months old or something, and I just know it's like a visibility issue, I'll retake the pictures and then I'll just list it again, and it'll usually sell within 3 or 4 days because it shows up in that just in category. A lot of people only shop using that category. So if something's sitting for a while and it's not moving, you can always relist it and it'll usually sell.
So do you think it's smart to do that and relist an item as opposed to doing price drops?
Depends how many likes you have. If you have a lot of likers and you're doing price drops and they're not buying it, then yes, I would relist it. But if you have a bunch of likers and you're set on a higher price and you don't want to do price drops, then I would leave it alone because someone will come around and pay for it.
You know, I was noticing the other day, I was looking at my items, and I wish there was a way to sort like how many people like love your items, like the item that you have that have the most love, right? Like kind of like the items with the most watchers on eBay, because that's where I want to focus my attention on, right? And when you got like over 100 items in your closet, it's hard to manage that, you know, efficiently without spending a lot of time messing with it. So you say just relist it.
I'd say relist it. If you have a huge closet, like I have, I think like 850 listings right now or something. If you have that size of a closet, do it just in sections. Like if you have an extra hour one day, retake some pictures and relist some stuff if you've noticed it's been sitting there. But don't make it a huge priority to be doing that all the time.
Okay.
You're better off just leaving your stuff up there than wasting hours that you could be listing new things, relisting old stuff.
Here's kind of a trending question I had. The big news has been the Nike stuff on eBay as far as accounts getting suspended and whatnot. Is there anything like that happening on Poshmark right now? And do you see Poshmark as maybe kind of turning into an asylum for some of those guys to go to sell that stuff instead?
That's a great question.
You see buyers and sellers moving over to Poshmark for that? And then do you see Nike coming in and regulating there also, if they're not already?
Yeah. They might be like having a corporate account buying that stuff up, but there's a lot of fakes listed on Poshmark too. You just kind of have to do your homework. It's the same with Mercari. Like there's a lot of fakes out there. I would be afraid to buy Nikes personally because I don't know what to look for if a Nike is fake. If it was a Christian Louboutin shoe, I could look at it and know if it's fake or not. But just for me personally, I can't do that with Nikes, so I would not feel comfortable buying Nikes on there. Unless they were brand new in the box, I could see the tag, like the UPC, the store where it was from. Like if there was a Bloomingdale sticker on it or something, because it was obviously purchased from the store, then I would buy it. But otherwise, I probably wouldn't because I'd be afraid it was fake.
It's just a really risky business. Like I heard somebody talking the other day about how like places like Ross has been known to buy fake Nike shoes. Like, I don't know if they know that they're buying fake ones.
They don't. They actually buy a lot of store returns. So what people do, I have a friend who works at Nordstrom who was telling me this. Nordstrom, if you return anything to the real Nordstrom store, unless it comes back with a sticker, I don't have anything next to me, I normally do, but there will be a sticker on it for Nordstrom that says like purchased at Nordstrom, whatever, like a little UPC code that they stick on everything. If it's returned without tags or it doesn't have that on there, they still take it back because they take everything back at Nordstrom as long as they can pull up from your account that you've bought it there, but they will not resell that. Unless it comes back with the tags on and that Nordstrom sticker, they would never resell that item. So then those items go off and they go to wholesalers, and then like Ross, TJ Maxx, everything, they buy those items.
So they get all the sketchy stuff.
Those stores get those items. I'm just using Nordstrom as an example, but all of the higher end stores, that's where they get that merchandise. So be careful. I've actually seen fake stuff at TJ Maxx before, so I think we were all talking about that in some chat on Facebook or something. But
and I think one of the big problems was that not only fakes, but selling seconds and not new stuff, not brand new stuff, as new.
Yeah.
New condition. So that has not been a problem on Poshmark yet, or there hasn't been any kind of enforcement that you know of on Poshmark?
No. They have people that go and take fakes down. You can report fakes. Some people that they see report a lot of the same thing as fake because they know what they're doing. They'll send them random things like saying, can you see if this is fake or not? Like, I can't remember who was talking about it in the chat now. But I get tons of ones for Christian Louboutin, Saint Laurent, and Kate Spade, and there's another one too, because I report fakes all the time. And they all like every day being like, look through these listings. Are these a replica? And then you just decide if you think it is or not. And then it goes to Poshmark to be reviewed after they have like the second confirmation, and then the listing will get pulled.
I'm sorry, I was just laughing at the question that Andy just pasted. Andy, why don't you read that question? Let's talk about that.
Oh, why do you always put me on the spot? Because you know I'm going to burst probably. No, this is actually it's a really good question.
Yeah, it is.
So John, I believe it's Shannon, right? Yeah. So John Shannon says, I've been clicking on some Poshmark closets, and it seems they model their clothes in their pictures. For guys like Lonnie, Andy, and I, do you recommend modeling our clothes to improve sales? yeah, John. For me, that's never gonna happen. Ain't no one will see me modeling clothes.
I don't know. I could see Lonnie.
No,
I totally get the question. I see that a lot myself. There was a gentleman's closet I clicked on the other day who shared some of my stuff, and I mean, he was a good-looking dude, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, he was modeling all this stuff, and I was like, well, you know what? Maybe you're getting the ladies to buy your stuff because I mean, you're definitely taking care of yourself, But yeah, I'm not gonna be representing any of the things I'm selling by any means. So
I've seen guys on eBay do that too.
Yeah.
They got really
in the what was that? The well-worn category, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
There is someone that I follow, and I talk to her on Instagram once in a while too. So if she watches this video, I'm giving you a shout out. I'm trying to find her Posh Closet so I can share it. But she does like fashion blogging, but thrift fashion blogging. And she actually has her husband take pictures of her wearing stuff that she's going to sell on Poshmark, and they look good. If you have like a good camera and you have someone taking pictures against a white wall or something so it actually looks professional, then I would say do that. But otherwise, don't, because it's going to make your stuff look terrible.
It would be cool though if you're a woman and you find another lady that's selling clothes on Poshmark that's actually selling like her own stuff or whatever, and she's the same size. I could see how that would make sense, you know, like.
Yeah, and plus I feel like it just makes the pictures more interesting to look at it, and it really, you know, catches people's attention.
Sorry, I'm trying to find her closet here.
Probably though the volume of classy photos to tacky photos would be, you know.
I imagine you get a lot of bathroom mirror photos.
So like,
oh my God,
you guys see this?
Oh yeah, that's cute.
That's really good.
Like she's selling this jacket, and she had her husband take a picture of her, like a nice, clean, professional picture, so you can.
It's like a catalog.
Right. Yeah, and that's very classy.
And then I would recommend doing that because it looks really good. And then she just has the jacket flat laid for her next photo.
But could you only imagine what Lonnie's or myself's photos would look like if I they're not going to look anything like that. You know what I mean?
And if you want to follow her, her closet is Morgan415. That's her username.
Are those high-end clothes she's selling there? Like, how much did that jacket cost?
She sells a lot of high-end clothes. She does the same kind of thrifting that I do. Like, she's looking for specific designer items. She's not picking up just the random bread and butter. Like, she's looking for very specific things. And she does Instagram, like, fashion blogging, style blogging. So she wears stuff for like a month, and then she'll sell it on Poshmark.
Oh, wow.
Where I just pick it up and I sell it. But she has cute outfit ideas, that's for sure, if you're a girl and you're into that sort of thing.
KM Riggs actually said that her daughter and her have both been modeling the clothes and taking pictures. And she says it's really actually a lot easier, you know, taking pictures picture-wise. And I think that would be actually probably easier.
You got to remember, most of the clothes that I sell, that they wouldn't have fit me. Maybe when I was in 8th grade or something, it might have fit me.
Here, unless I don't eat for like 6 months, I'm not fitting into half the stuff that I'm selling. Like,
right?
If it fits me, I'll probably keep it. So. What should our next
pickers in the house?
Hot pickers.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie. What's up, bud?
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie.
All right, here. This is from Steph. Steph had posted this question in our Facebook group. Strategy. Is it better to list high and as you get likes, immediately send offers, or do you wait a while? I personally, because I have my phone next to me mostly 24/7 during the day, because it's a part of my day job that I need to do that. If I see that someone has liked something, I will wait like 2 minutes and then I send them a direct offer, just because I've found that that's really good for sales conversion.
I've started doing that myself, and yeah, I've actually gotten quite a few conversions off of that, because one, if they just liked it, means that they're right there. So if you hit them back as soon as you see that, that means they're probably playing on their phone or doing whatever. Yeah, and we've had the interaction back and forth. No, I mean, you know, some haven't turned in because, you know, they may not like what you sent, but at the same time, I have had a couple convert, which is great. But now, when you do that, when you send it to the, okay, say I like something in your closet, and Tanya and Lonnie have liked something in your closet as well, and we'll just say Glenn comes along or Ronnie comes along and they like it. And you send the likers an offer. Okay, Ronnie comes in, he likes your item. We've already liked it a week ago. Do we all get that offer as well if you send it to the liker, or does it only go to the new liker?
You do not get the same offer twice as a liker. So that's how they do the direct to like offers. So let's say I offered $25 free shipping. Everyone who liked it at the time I offered that's going to get the offer. The offer lasts for 24 hours. Once it's up, it's up. Like, I can't send that offer again. It would have to be less if I wanted it to go to the same person, or a different offer, like $4.99 shipping or something like that. So I've actually had people message me saying, I wanted that, but I didn't look at my phone. Can you send me the offer again? And I'm like, no, I can't do that. But if you add it in a bundle, I can send you the same offer again, because it's a different transaction that way.
Okay.
So
That was another. Go ahead.
Back to people on the listing if they ask me that. And I've had that question a lot. So I would say if you're offering to Likers, you're going to get that question.
Okay, that was actually one of the questions that I thought of a while ago, and I totally forgot to write down. Okay, so I got somebody put something in a bundle. I sent them an offer. For whatever reason, we didn't agree to whatever, or one of us declined it at one point, which I normally don't decline anything. I'll just keep going until they usually drop out. But then a couple days later, they added the same item to a bundle again. How you can't send that? I can't figure out how to send them a new offer, because I figured out that, okay, this person really wants this item. I mean, they didn't write me directly, but I don't know, I guess, how to, restart up that process.
Let me see if I have anything in a bundle right now that someone has bundled, because I can try to show you guys what it looks like to do it.
Okay.
I think I had one earlier, but I might have sold it. Hold on.
Yeah, because I'll get people that, they'll add stuff to a bundle. So I will send them an offer, and, usually we'll go back and forth, whatever happens. And, whether we agree, we don't. But I actually had an individual the other day. We ended up not settling on a price, what have you. And 2 or 3 days later, they added that same item to a bundle again. So it's like, okay, this person wants this, but I don't know how to send them a new price, or, whatever.
It didn't let you send them a new price?
No. It just showed that we had a conversation previously, and it showed the amounts, but then it was just like dead.
Oh yeah, it's not going to show because it's sold.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't show up, unfortunately. But usually you can, in the bundle, it'll give you some sort of a thing like offer bundle pricing or something like that. And that's how you negotiate what you want to charge for it.
Right. But yeah, for whatever reason, it wasn't.
I'll figure that out and put screenshots in the group.
Okay, yeah, that'd be awesome.
The next time I get one.
We have some more questions in the chat.
Yeah, the chat's like going nuts here.
So Swamp asked the benefit of sharing others' items who share your items.
I do if it's things that pertain to my closet. I've spent a lot of time building up the followers in my closet that look for specific things that I'm going to list. So I try not to share things that don't really fall in the category of the things that I sell. So like, I'm not going to go to someone's closet and share 20 Lane Bryant tops or something, because I know that that's not what my buyers are looking for. It's really up to you. There's tons of people that will just share everything, share back. But I'll share things that pertain to, I guess, my sense of style in my closet. So okay. I think I need to shut this shade. It's like shining in my face. Give me a second here.
Guys, I have an issue right now with whenever I sell something, like I have stuff cross post. Everything is on Poshmarks on eBay. So whenever I sell something on eBay, I actually had Carol. She told me in a chat the other day. She said, "Lonnie, you need to take this and this down off Poshmark because you sold it on eBay."
Oh wow!
And I'm like, "Oh, you're right. Thank you."
Thank goodness for Carol.
Yes, and that got me to thinking. Here's an idea I had, and let me know, or let us know, guys, in the chat, what you do to make sure that you take your stuff down that you have cross posted. So currently, I use these clothespins. Okay, so like these are 3 things that have sold recently, and whenever I pull that item, I have like a little basket of clothespins here. These will go on items later when I list them. That's my inventory system. So what I'm thinking about doing is, instead of just putting like an inventory number or location like this, I'll also make a bunch of clothespins that just say Poshmark on them. Okay, so once they get listed to Poshmark, whenever I list on eBay, it'll have this clip on it, and then once I list on Poshmark, I'll put one more clothespin on it.
Oh, okay.
And then I cannot ship that item until I take the Poshmark clothespin off, and I can't take the clothespin off till I unlist it.
That's really good.
You
So
should
that was just an idea.
That's really good.
spray paint those purple, Lonnie.
That's a good idea too.
You should make, you should make pretty clothespins for Poshmark.
Yes.
Yes. I know I can't be the only one that has trouble remembering
No, and you know what?
take stuff down.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
So.
I do it with my jewelry. What I'll do is I'll put like the item in one of these little bags like this, and then I just get a little piece of paper and I'll write like eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. That way when I sell it, I know right away where I need to go pull it from. But it doesn't always work because I did have Angie message me and tell me to take something off of Etsy.
Nice.
Yeah, look, Rhonda got junk in our trunk, uses the custom field. Steven Stuff Resale Killers, sticky notes. Silver, wait. Silver Hair Stacker told me I was smart first. Promise you that.
You are smart, Lonnie.
Krillin is ashamed Lonnie is selling on Poshmark and not you. Yeah, you should be. Get on there, buddy. Okay. Kathleen said, I forgot to delete off of Bonanza. Had to tell the buyer I felt bad and embarrassed. Yeah, I want to avoid that. I know you can cancel the sales on Poshmark, Lauren, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I've had to do that once, and yeah.
What happened, Andy?
What's that? Well, what happened was, I actually sold I actually talked about it in one of my sales updates I did here. I don't know, well, last in 59 or 60, whatever it was. But I actually had a really large. It was like a 4 or 5 extra large, like Chicago Cubs shirt. I listed on both websites, and it sold almost at the same time on
oh
Poshmark.
My gosh!
But it was a really, I mean, it was a huge shirt. There's not a lot of them out there, but I mean, yeah, it was still pretty odd. But yeah, so I mean, I canceled the one on Poshmark because essentially you don't really get in trouble for, I mean, they did send me a message, said, hey, we if you're going to list something and someone purchased it, you should be planning on selling it. But, I mean, when it went on eBay as well, I was like, I got to make sure that that's the one that I ship, because I definitely don't want to cancel anything on eBay, because, man, I mean, that's a big hit.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but, and I'm really good as far as like, as soon as something sells on one platform or the other, as soon as I get that notification, I immediately go to the other site and remove it. So, I mean, pretty much, if it's a clothing item, I mean, I know pretty much what clothes are up there. I mean, not all of them are on there, but, I mean, I've probably got about maybe 200 listings on Poshmark. But if it's anything that I know that's new that I've put up, I immediately go to one site or the other and get it down. But the one thing nice with, at least on Poshmark, I know if I'm going to accept, an offer. Like what I was telling you, I sold that Harley bag earlier. I went to eBay before I even accepted the offer. I went to eBay and took it down, and then I accepted the offer on Poshmark. Just in case it would have sold in that time, I didn't have to accept that offer on Poshmark. I could have canceled it. It just kind of kept me from doing that. So,
right.
I always keep eBay as my number one. That's my main priority. You know what I'm saying? And then, use Poshmark next. But
there's a lot of things too that now that I've built up my Poshmark so much, that if I know it's probably going to sell on Poshmark, I don't even bother putting it on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a couple 3 items that are on Poshmark that I don't have on eBay. So
yeah. But I've handled probably 30 sales in the last 3 or 4 years on Poshmark, and nothing's happened to my account. I usually just will send the person a message. Well, I'll comment on the item and I'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. This actually has already sold. I didn't realize it, so I didn't pull it down. And then I offer them like a discount or something if they want something else in my closet. Because then you might turn that into another sale, which has happened to me before. Let's see what we should talk about next here. Do you think most people type in a brand in the search or filter for it? I think most people type in a brand. That question was from Steph. I personally keep my titles like if I was going to search for it in Google, because Google actually does pull your Poshmark listings. So I want my stuff to pull to Google if people are looking for something specific. So I usually always try to type out the full brand. She was giving like Diane von Furstenberg dress, like DVF as an example. I usually will put both. I'll put the full name and then I'll put the abbreviation because you never know how someone's going to type it out.
So I wanted to screen share. This is one of my questions. I want to screen share somebody's closet and show you what this person is doing with their pictures. So let me see if I can find it. Okay, so do you see this closet here? Cynthia RTX?
Yes.
Okay, so what caught my attention, and I've noticed a lot of people doing this, is they'll put the, see how they have this Elaine Turner here, the brand name, and this one over here. And she's done it a lot. See, like Dave McLaughlin right there, Lululemon. See how she's doing that?
I see that a lot. And personally, for me, just because I'm on time constraints, I don't want to waste the time editing all my pictures to do that.
Yeah, it would be a little extra time consuming to add all that for sure.
And I think my closet interface looks cleaner when someone lands on my main page without all that junking up my pictures. But again, that's just my personal opinion. So it's the look that I like to have in my closet.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe like graffiti.
Yes, that's what it reminds me of. And I really just like to have like a clean.
Okay, good. I'm glad we talked because I was considering it. So good.
Yeah, it's really not searchable either. So
I don't do that. I just do the item. That's it. Nothing else to make.
It's not searchable, but the idea is to pull your eyeball in.
Right. I got you.
And I mean,
I kind of like it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like it just to be a contrarian. So.
I like it for Instagram. I might consider doing that with Instagram if I have something high end and I want it to look really cool.
Yeah, that's a good point because people are scrolling, right?
Yeah,
and that's
when they click in and I'm like, "Ooh, look at that!" But for Poshmark, you know, you're on there to buy clothing, so I just focus on the item.
Awesome. Okay, so I got another question. This is another one of my questions I had. So when I'm going to take and remove items, like I think it was today or yesterday, I sold a Tory Richard like Hawaiian shirt. Okay, Tory Richard is a pretty decent brand, but Tory Richard does not show up in the list of suggested, like when you're doing your listings and okay, that brand does not show up. So when I go and do the search filter to actually go and find that, like if I want to find it real quick, Tory Richard doesn't show up at all. So I have to go through my whole entire closet to go and find that shirt. And like, I think I have 2 or 3 of them listed, but so every time I want to remove one, or if I want to, you know, find it to edit it or list it, whatever, I have to physically go look for it. I can't use the quick search. So like if it was American Eagle or a Ralph Lauren, I can hit that and there's a Ralph Lauren tag, you know what I'm saying? I could just hit Ralph Lauren and it'll pull up all my Ralph Laurens or all my Brooks Brothers. But like, God, I can't remember some of the. There was a couple other brands that I have listed that are, you know, they're still name brands, but they're just not in that list, so they don't show up under that filtered search.
Can you search by what type of item it is? Like,
like if it's a button front shirt.
Yeah.
I have that problem in my closet too, and I'll usually do it on the desktop, and then on the left side, I don't have my Poshmark pulled up to screen share, but on the left side, you can actually click by brand, or you can even start typing in the brand and it'll pull the brand, and that seems to be the fastest way for me to find something to take it down.
Oh, okay.
And I usually try to get a couple because I usually have a couple eBay sales overnight. So then if I have something cross-posted, I'll just take those down right away.
Gotcha.
Did that help?
So if that brand isn't recognized by Poshmark and you're in your closet, because I'm looking at mine now, and if you go to brands and you just start typing in the search box, that'll pull it up?
Yep, as long as you have typed it in the brand section.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sanctioned by Poshmark. They just don't have enough of it to have made it like a clickable brand, but in your own closet, you can still pull it up.
Okay. And then to piggyback on that, as far as like searching, well, because like I have some tall, like I'd love to pick up talls or bigger sizes. Well, unfortunately on Poshmark, like in the men's section, they only go up to 2X. So if you have a 3 extra large shirt or an extra large tall, which is a normal size, or those are not options I can pick.
Put it in your description.
That's what I've been doing with it.
Yep.
So they come up, because otherwise that shirt's just going to sit in limbo, correct?
Yeah, your description is searchable. So if people are searching for that specific tall or long or extra large or whatever it is that doesn't.
Right. And that's what I've kind of been doing, but I didn't know if there's a, I guess a workaround. I'm really surprised that they don't have those as extra options.
I actually do that as well in my descriptions for expensive shoes. I don't have one next to me right now. I thought I did. But European sizing, women's designer shoes are almost all in European sizing. So they're like a 38, 39, 40. So a 40 is really equals out to like an 8.5 or a 9. And I wear a 9, but in women's European shoes, I could wear a 40 or a 41 and they all fit differently. So I usually in my descriptions, because Poshmark doesn't really have that in their equations, they say a 38 is an 8, which is wrong. It's more like a 7. I usually write in my descriptions, fits like a US whatever, to cover myself, because otherwise someone who doesn't know designer shoes is going to get that. It's not going to fit them, and then they're going to want to return it.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
And it helps with search too, because then if they're searching like Jimmy Choo size 10, a 41 would come up because I have it in my description and it's matching with that. So
Uniquely Me in the chat says, make sure you turn on Google searchable also. Is that an option?
Yeah. Yes, it is. And I'll show you guys how to do that. I think it actually might be in our group. So sharing settings. You want to turn on search visibility. Do you see that down at the bottom? You'll see it
not on by default. Is it on by default?
I don't know. I've had my
I think it is
too long.
Gotcha.
But you want to make sure that that is turned on, and then your stuff will pull to Google.
Okay. You know what question I want to make sure we hit, Lauren, is the one about the square photos. I think, was that Steve and Steph that asked that?
Probably.
So let's
My
see.
mom and dad.
They asked a bunch of good questions in the group. Does it seem? Did they? Oh yeah, it was Steph. Oh wow, she asked a lot.
Yes.
I didn't see how many she asked. Does it? It might have been Steve. I don't know. This is more of a Steve question. Does it seem better to take a picture of an entire long dress as the primary? Oh wait. Oh, you're doing something on this document. Okay.
I'm blocking out the ones I've already answered.
Not you. It's messing with my head. Okay. Does it seem better to take a picture of an entire long dress as the primary pic, or closer up with the bodice? And I'd like to also, we could include like jeans, because I like to take, like on eBay, I usually will take a full length photo of the jeans. But man, it is hard in a square format.
Yep.
To do full length jeans.
Yep.
So what do you think? What's your suggestion there?
I always do my first photo for long dresses as the full length, because people want to know where it's going to hit if it's on a mannequin. I know it's really hard, but like here's one that I took just this weekend. It's kind of crooked, but I had to stand really far back just to get it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already gotten a bunch of likes on it because people can see what the full dress looks like. But I've actually had to move my photo area. I used to have it in here. I actually moved it into our like breakfast nook sunroom because I didn't have enough room to step backwards to get my whole item into the square picture.
Yeah, no, that's a real thing.
But if you're taking your photo at the 1-to-1 ratio, the actual square ratio, it doesn't transfer over for you, Lonnie?
Well, here's the deal. Whenever I do jeans, I use my DSLR. And
Gotcha.
it won't actually write it out in a square friggin' file for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you can actually, if you download Moldive, this app that I always just freak out about because it's so great.
Yeah, but how do I get that? Okay, but now I got to get the photo from my DSLR to my computer and then back up to my phone and then edit in Moldive.
Don't you have Apple products?
I do. I have, yeah, I'm working on an iMac
So
and
you
I have
can
an
put
iPhone.
it in the cloud and be pulling it. That's how I do it. I put it in the cloud so that it's like synced to everything.
Okay.
And then I open my Moldive app and you can click edit and you can actually change the photo to fit into a square. And all that will happen if you do that, I can show you when I've done it too. So like, here's a picture that I used as a stock photo, not in square format. Once you turn it to a square, it just puts a lot more white on the edges, but it fits into the square.
Oh, so it just adds it in.
Yep, it just shrinks it so it fits in the square, and then the leftover edging will just be white.
It adds it in, so you don't lose.
No,
because if you do it on the friggin' app,
Moldive shrinks your photo so it will fit in there and you don't lose anything.
Nice, that's good.
Perfect. Yeah, and Maggie Doodle brings up a good point I was thinking about earlier too, and that is using a collage for the first picture. Like I've seen my friend Yvonne Flippin' Easy. She likes to do that. So that way you can show, you know, a lot of different views of the dress or whatever it is you're selling in one picture.
But I think, especially if it were me shopping, I'd want to see that full dress before I put into the listing.
So, okay, the second part of my question, how about jeans? How do you present your jeans, Lauren? Or and I guess I could just look, but let's talk about it, you know. How do you
I've found the best way for me, and this is over so many years because I've been selling on eBay forever, and I found the best way on eBay for me is to show them this way as well. I don't have many jeans up right now because I haven't wanted to lean over my flat lay table and take pictures of them. I probably have about 100 piled up to list, but I've been lazy. So I need to look back and find a picture of jeans. So I try to lay all my jeans like this. Can you guys see that? Is it kind of like reflecting? Sorry. But I do it so you can see the back pocket and you can see the leg, so you know how it's going to fit. And then I'll usually take one like this too, so you can kind of see them flat. One of the front the same way. And then if I have the space, like if I'm next to the part of my photo setup where I can take one of them like against the wall hanging down, I will do that. But just from so many years of selling pants and jeans, it doesn't matter either way, like in my metrics. So.
Okay. So you have a large enough sample size to compare the two methods.
A difference. If someone specifically asks me for that photo, I'll go take it if I think that they're going to buy it. But otherwise, it's not worth my time when I can just be pounding through pictures really quickly, doing the flat line.
Yeah, because if somebody asks me for an extra photo, I will not take it. I won't do it.
We know this.
No, thank you, though. Okay, so I need to start doing checks with my jeans, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's how I do mine, Lonnie. You can check my store. You can see how I do my jeans. And I rarely ever use the full shot. And then that way that could just crop it right to the 1-to-1. I never have any issues with it. I do a nice size like butt shot, a nice size front shot, a good picture of the cuff, so you can see if there's any fraying or any stuff like that on the cuff.
And do you always lead with the butt?
I always lead with the butt.
I lead with my.
Actually, I lead with the check mark, but I have the butt as the second photo because
I do too, actually, because I lead with the butt showing and the cuff, so you can see.
I personally think if I was doing jeans though, I would lead with the butt shot because the pockets on women's jeans are always usually so detailed. They just have a lot more detail than what a typical guy's jean does. I mean, maybe if I was doing some rock revivals or something like that where they have a lot of detail, I would probably lead with a different photo, but otherwise I always just use the check.
Yeah. How about you, Tanya?
I'm just all over the place. I don't list a lot of jeans, and so whenever I do, there's a good chance every picture that I lead with might look different.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like Andy said, depending upon how much detail and design the jeans might have too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really do a lot of jeans, but I mean, if I did list a few here the other day because they were in one of my. I had a tote that had some jeans in it that's been there forever, and I finally got work through that. So, I just got them all put up, and I was like, yeah, it's good enough. So,
depending on the day that I do them, sometimes my pictures look way better than other days too. It just depends.
I can agree with that.
If I take like 100 pairs of jeans, and take pictures of them in one day, those pictures are going to look awesome because I'm doing the exact same thing over and over again.
And but you probably locked your setup in too, right?
Then they don't look as good. So I always try to just bulk everything up and just list one item in a day. Whoever's following me now probably sees that I've listed a bajillion dresses in the last 2 days. I've had hundreds of dresses that I've just been waiting to list for spring because I know it's almost wedding season. So I've saved them and I've just been listing them like crazy now. Let's see. Are boutiques truly boutiques? That's a question from Steph too. They're supposed to be. People are not supposed to mark their new with tags boutiques unless they actually have bought it from a wholesale source, which you'll see a lot of people in Poshmark don't do that, and it's against the rules. So don't mark your new with tags boutique unless you bought 20 of the same item from a wholesaler.
So essentially, the majority of us should never have anything in your boutique, correct?
No.
Right.
Can you? Okay, I'm ignorant here. All right. What does boutique even mean in this context of this check mark then?
So, you know how you can start a Shopify store? Have you seen all those little pop-up Shopify stores all over Facebook? And they have.
I've heard of them. Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty much what Poshmark will let you do. You can order a wholesale box of something. It'd be the same thing you'd find in one of those Shopify boutiques. And you can start a boutique closet where you just sell things that are specific to that. And that's what that's meant for, not new with tag items.
Okay, gotcha.
Let me pull up the rule and I'll read it, and then it might make more sense. Sorry. I should have been prepared. Somebody dance or something. Keep us.
You don't know what's gonna come at you during the show, so you have to kind of it's a dynamic situation.
No, right?
Hey, where did Tanya go? That's dynamic. She left.
She left us hanging, Lonnie. All right. Was there any other questions in here that we might have missed?
There's a ton in the.
Get your boutique started. Start your boutique on Poshmark. Get started by purchasing inventory directly from our wholesale portal to sell in your boutique. Wholesale inventory sold in packs starts as low as $20.
Okay,
so you have to get
essentially wholesale items.
Be able to do that. Yep.
Wait, you're buying from Poshmark?
Yep.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I didn't know that was a thing.
It's under My Seller Tools. But there is big rules. If you're marking stuff boutique and it's not that, Poshmark is gonna get mad at you, and you can only have so many.
They actually sent me a message about that. Like I got a message from Poshmark saying, "Hey, we would like to welcome you to our wholesale program, basically, blah blah blah." And they're like, "Yeah, I don't think so."
Is that all new stuff or is it used stuff?
It's new, but it's really things you'd find in a Shopify store.
Wow. You just blew my mind. I had no idea Poshmark would sell you stuff to sell on their site.
I might be able to find a closet that
Did you know about this,
You're a
Tanya?
genius.
does that.
Tanya? Dang, it ain't it's not working.
Tanya. Oh, okay, here we go. I found a closet that does boutique listings. It's at KFAB333.
Okay.
I'm going to type it in the chat.
Uniquely Me says it's overpriced. They're actually sellers, not Poshmark directly. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a Shopify store, but it's just on Poshmark. It's the same thing.
Gotcha.
2 Tanyas.
There
Hey,
she
Tanya, can you
is.
hear us now?
Hey, let me just remind everybody we have somebody coming out Thursday to check our internet connection.
Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
You're fine. We were just talking about boutiques.
Yeah, which I probably needed to hear, so I'll have to go back and watch that.
Tanya, there's a frozen version of you on my screen. I was talking to you for a minute there. You look like you were really focused in on what I was talking about, and then I realized you weren't moving.
Oh boy.
Yes. I think we have time for one more question.
Awesome.
I'll let you guys pick one.
I don't have the list, so it's up to you three.
Yeah, my list isn't up anymore.
Oh,
Lonnie, do you have yours
I
up?
have the list up. Does that mean I get to pick the question? Let's see. Wait, this is funny. Oh, Steph. Why are people following me? How are they finding me? What's the point? Are they just wanting a follow back, or what is the process, or what is the purpose? That's funny. It sounds a little paranoid, Steph.
So,
Hey, lay off the guns.
oh, I couldn't hear Tanya. I don't know what you just said.
Me?
She's frozen.
What? I can see me.
Oh, there, now I can hear you. I don't know what you said, though.
Oh, I was telling Steph to lay off the special green mix.
Oh. Oh. So people find you to follow you by pulling you on your listings, or if you scroll down your feed, you'll show up in this follow more people randomly. And that's another reason people will pull you to follow you. You'll show up in that. You'll show up in something like this, and it says like follow new Poshers, so people will find you that way. People who are Poshmark ambassadors will show up in this more often than people who are not.
Gotcha.
So that's a benefit to being an ambassador.
Okay, I have a real
In the
specific
feed?
question too. I have a real specific question too for y'all. So I had somebody that ordered a hat from me on Poshmark, and then they said immediately they said they wanted to cancel. Okay, and I'm like, all right, I'll cancel. So I canceled the sale, and then at that point, how do I relist the hat? I remember I had trouble. I think, like, is there a way to relist?
You have to actually relist it with the photos. You can't just take the listing and say relist. Like, you actually have to put the photos in and type all the information again.
Okay, so there is not a relist button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What ended up
And you
happening.
know,
I got a question to follow on that, because okay, this is what I'm worried about. Okay, so when I came home today and I'm doing my things, I'm doing out my shipping, blah blah blah. I got a sale. I'm sitting there, I happen to look at my phone. I'm like, oh, I got a Poshmark sale. Sweet. So while I'm already doing my shipping, okay, I see that they paid. Now, so I'm sitting there and I'm like going, sweet, I'm going to go ahead and print my label out. What if all of a sudden they decided to change their mind? Can they cancel that sale after I've printed a label?
They can until it's been scanned.
I gotcha.
And they can't cancel it until it's been 4 or 5 days without it actually getting scanned, unless they open up, I want to make sure I'm calling it the right thing. I sell on too many platforms. They would have to open something. I just had to do this the other day because I accidentally bought something that wasn't authentic and I realized it after. So I opened whatever it is here. Problems order inquiry is what you would click.
Okay.
Or they could click, and then they would have to send something to Poshmark saying, I accidentally purchased this. I don't want to purchase this. And if Poshmark sees that you've scanned your label, they're not going to cancel it. And they would actually tell you before they cancel it.
Okay, so essentially I'd already have that thing off and gone by the time that it would even get. Okay, because that's the one thing, because there's been a couple times that like I'm kind of hesitant. Like with eBay, pretty much, you know, if I get a sale, because I do everything, I'll buy it now. So it's when they pay, they pay. So I don't have no problem printing my labels, getting my stuff, you know, ready to go out the door. But on Poshmark, I'm always like, man, I go, if they cancel this and I haven't got it to the post office yet, or, you know, what is their cancellation time? Because, you know, so I was just kind of curious how that all works. So I don't really need to sweat it then. If I get a sale and I just come downstairs and go ahead and just pack this up, print it out, and I'm good to go, right?
Yeah, you're good to go. I think it's 5 days. I'm probably going to get comments on this video later on the playback of people saying I'm wrong. But I think it's 5 days that you have to ship something and then they can cancel it. It's either 3 or 5. I want to say it's 5.
I gotta
I'll check that later.
I gotta say, I did have a return in the past month since the last show also. And I ran it by you, Lauren. You remember the jeans? And I said they didn't like the fit. They said I should have disclosed that they were carpenter style jeans without the belt, the loop, hammer loop. They fit too baggy, you know, and I showed it to you. And I was a little concerned because on eBay you would just be toast, you know. And you told me don't worry about it, and I fought it, and Poshmark ruled in my favor. I think it was like within an hour or two. They told me we decided in your favor, and I was like, wow, that was you. I almost felt kind of bad, like I got away with something, you know. But
I think it kind of helps with just some of the BS returns, though. I mean, because there's so many, you know, like essentially the buyer's remorse, you know, types of sales that we get on eBay, which, you know, I mean, we get a ton of those, you know, I mean, where people just will return it for any stupid reason. I think on Poshmark, they're like, come on, man, you know what I mean?
Poshmark just wants it to be simple and just have simple transactions where you're done with it. Once it's gone, you're done.
Right. You know what I used to fight it?
I like it.
In my text to fight the return or whatever you call it, appeal or what, I don't know what you call it.
Case, I think is what they call them on Poshmark, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't use aggressive words like fight. But the words I used, the only wording I used, I said in my rebuttal or whatever, I said photos and description are accurate. That's it. I didn't say anything else, and they found in my favor, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a case opened on me, I think like 3 weeks ago, for a pair of really rare Louboutins that I'd picked up, and they actually sold within like an hour or two of me listing them on Poshmark. And the person got them, and they opened a case saying they weren't authentic. The box that I had sent them in, I sent them in the original box. It said Neiman Marcus on it, number one. And number two, I knew for a fact that they were real. They were vintage, so the bottom imprint looks slightly different than the newer ones. They're like, the internet says that this imprint is wrong.
The internet.
Like, if you look through my closet at all of the other authentic things I've sold, I can promise you these are authentic. They were purchased at Neiman Marcus, and I went on, and I even found a link to the same shoes on the Real, which were like twice as much as what I sold mine for. And Poshmark ruled in my favor. And then they sent me like something in my email, sorry that you had this bad experience or something.
That's great.
But I was super irritated at that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, really?
right?
This.
I had something weird happen to me. Like somebody made me an offer and I didn't accept it right away. And a few hours later, when I went to go check it out, it wasn't there anymore. Like, I mean, I could still see it. Yeah. So I didn't know that they could do that, but apparently they can.
There's a question in the chat here. Do you send expensive items without signature confirmation? That raises a question for me too. Like on eBay, if I send out like a $200 item and it's got tracking and they say they didn't get it, all I have to do is say, here's the tracking, eBay, PayPal, whatever. And they show it delivered. Well, I'm cool. I'm covered. What's that process like on Poshmark? If I send an item out and it shows delivered and they say they didn't get it, what happens?
You still get your money. I actually had that happen to me this month too. I've had tons of Poshmark orders this month, and I had someone, it showed delivered in the tracking, and she gave me a 1-star review and then said she didn't get it. And I said whatever to Poshmark, whatever their thing is to open a case. After she'd said she didn't get it, I already had gotten my money, and I said, can I change my review? And I just sent an email, and they emailed me back, and they're like, you can't change your review, unfortunately, but you don't have to worry about it. It shows delivered, so it's delivered in our eyes. So
okay. So
if someone gives you basically a crappy review or crappy feedback, it's just stuck there forever.
Well, only love notes will show up, which is awesome.
I don't know what a love
like they can't write something bad unless they leave you 5 stars. So essentially, someone could leave you 5 stars and be like, this sucked.
Let's talk about love notes. Let's talk about love notes real quick, okay? You know, with guys selling stuff on there, it gets kind of weird, you know, because when I sold, what was it? Oh no, I bought something from Tanya, and she sent it out to me. I bought a shirt for my daughter. Tanya sent it to me, and it was great. It was perfect, packaged pretty. It had some extra stuff in it. Really good stuff, right? So I wrote a good review, and then Poshmark blasted out all over the place about how I sent a love note to Tanya, and my wife got the notification that I sent a love note to Tanya, and she's asking, "What the hell is this love note to Tanya stuff?"
Oh my goodness!
So I can tell you why that happened. Remember the sharing settings that we were talking about?
Yes.
Do not connect any of your social media accounts to your sharing settings if you don't want people to know what you're doing on Poshmark.
Like, I had no idea I was going to do that. It does the same thing like when you make your first sale and then everybody's telling you congrats. You're like, wait, stay out of my business, man. You know, it's kind of weird. I understand it's social. So, I mean, it's way different.
I have a question. Where do you find the love notes? Like, where is that?
They're under your about. So I'll just keep pulling stuff up and showing you guys since I have my phone in front of me. So if you go to your closet,
okay,
and then you click about, all your love notes show up underneath there. Just keep scrolling down.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've got 4 of them. Yay!
So yeah, they'll keep adding up quick.
So can I like them?
Love notes yet?
I just ordered business cards today for my Poshmark, and I actually put on them, if you love this item, be sure to leave me a love note.
Cute.
So it's basically like if I give someone their 5 stars, I have to leave a comment on something I've bought, then correct? And that is considered okay, because I'm going over my Posh ambassador thing here, and I'm on my way. And if you notice, like I'm like green on everything. But love notes, I have absolutely.
You better get busy.
I have to leave somebody a stinking love note. So,
what's your percentage till you're an ambassador, Andy?
I think I'm 69%. I am 69% right now. So, yeah,
I'm only 56.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I found out that's cool? Because I'd never bought anything on Poshmark before, but whenever I was looking at the T-shirt, it said for first-time shoppers, you get free shipping.
Oh,
that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything yet.
I actually bought my first thing I bought to resell because I got free shipping. and I had somebody actually signed up under my account, so I got money for that as well. So I got a $5 credit and $5 free shipping. So I bought an item on there. My first thing that I actually bought basically didn't cost me a single thing, and I'm flipping it. So
awesome.
I buy way too much on Poshmark. It's
always thinking. So
yeah, I've been looking at the jewelry section a lot.
like I feel like every day I buy something. It is really not good. A lot of it is to resell, but still, it's not good. Spending all that money. I suppose I should probably cut the show off now because we've been rambling for a while now. Got to save some for our next episode, right?
Right. So who wants to host the next episode?
Yeah.
I'll do the next one. I don't care.
Awesome.
All right. The next episode will be on Andy's channel. And what day do you want to do it, Andy?
What's good for you guys?
I'm good whenever.
Okay. Now, you want to do Tuesday again at same time, same bat channel?
Sure.
Different channel.
Well, yeah, I guess it'll be a different
bat channel.
Okay, same bat time, different bat channel. Yeah, we can
Sure.
probably. Yeah, we
That's
can
a good day
probably
and
do
time
that.
for me.
Yeah, it's actually a fairly decent time for me. So,
But if people want to stay tuned and want to know for sure where the show's going to be, they should be joining that Facebook group.
Yes.
That's right,
definitely
Lonnie.
sign up for that.
Let me put the link in the chat again.
I have the link down below in the video comments too, or not the comments, the description. And I have all of our channels down there too. So if you want to sub to everyone so you can follow the show. But thanks for watching, everyone. We all have to go eat supper now.
Yes, Taco Tuesday.
Oh, sounds delicious.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
All right, y'all.